The surge in AI-generated content, coupled with bad players, has left a market of potential clients with less trust than ever before. Over the last 5 episodes in this 6-part mini-series, I've shown you how I've managed to sign up over 70 high-ticket clients in the last 5 months without a team, without sales calls, and without having to do cold outreach. In this episode, episode 6, I'm going to show you how to bring everything together so you can take all of the concepts and ideas that I've shared with you and install them into your own coaching or consulting business. My goal for this mini-series is to open your eyes to a new, much safer, and frankly, much more enjoyable way to scale your coaching business profitably. But if you feel like you want my one-to-one support to build your business with you, then just follow the instructions in the description below and we can discuss potentially working together more closely. For now though, let's dive into the iPad and I'll show you step by step how you can sign high-paying clients for your coaching business using the Client Ecosystem. Right, dude, so the first thing that we're going to look at and recap is growth tax ads. So these are some ridiculously simple ads to set up and run. And essentially they're profile visit ads on Instagram. And what they do is they call out your ideal customer or client by saying specifically who the ad is for. And it tells the person to follow your account because you help them with XYZ problems. Now, the reason that this is such an effective ad is because you get an incredibly low cost per qualified follower or lead. Because we're keeping the viewer of the ad on the Instagram platform, we don't get penalized as you would if you were sending someone to a landing page, a sales page, or getting them to book a call or any of those other ad strategies. So we send people directly to your Instagram page and we have a call to action that says follow the page. And from a budget perspective, I just basically spend a percentage of the profit from the business that month and reinvest it into these growth tax ads. Hence the term growth tax, right? It's a tax that I'm placing on my own business to ensure that my social media following is continuously growing and I've got a larger and larger ecosystem of people that I can sell to in the future. The next part in this process is chats to cash. So these ads are going to be bringing in qualified followers on a daily basis. And my aim at this point is simply to introduce myself and say hello to new followers. And the way that I do this is I just say, hey name, thanks so much for the follow. That is it. That is as complicated as my outreach strategy goes for my coaching business and for my clients' coaching businesses as well. See, the problem is that most online coaches or consultants is that they are trying to forcibly get somebody to take the next step in their sales process through the DMs, and you end up burning through your audience, you end up pissing people off, and it just doesn't feel good for you as the founder of the business, and it certainly doesn't feel good for your audience and the people that you're messaging. People are getting sent cold DMs all of the time and it doesn't feel good. So go against the grain and just say hello and that's it. And this is a warm outreach message because essentially the new follower has taken the first step in following your account. You are literally responding to that by saying hello and introducing yourself. So as I said here, at this stage, I am not trying to sell anything. I'm not even trying to continue the conversation. The goal is simply to open comms with qualified followers. And what you'll find happens here is because you have this open line of communication with the new follower and you've got a DM conversation happening, Meta will push your content and your stories higher in the algorithm for that individual. So they will start to see your social proof on your stories. They'll start to see your Instagram reels. They'll start to see anything that you post on a more frequent basis because you have an open line of communication. So that is chats to cash, and that is as far as the outreach strategy goes. So the next part of this equation is the heavy lifting video. Now the heavy lifting video is essentially a VSL, video sales letter. And this lives nice and neatly, and you can find this on my Instagram page. If you go to my Instagram page after this lives nice and neatly at the top as a link there. Now, crucially, I'm using what's called URL Genius. And this is essentially a piece of software that means that when somebody clicks this link, in spite of them being on the Instagram platform, when they click it, it will take them through and open up the video in the YouTube app. Now, this is really important because we want the YouTube algorithm to be able to follow around those people with our future content, but it won't do that if you use a regular YouTube link because the video will open in the Instagram app, not in the YouTube app. Okay, so that's just a small detail that is worth considering. So just a recap there. If you're sharing YouTube videos on social media like Instagram, use something like URL Genius. It also helps that person to subscribe to your channel more easily, to like your videos, because again, the YouTube app has been opened, not the Instagram app. Okay, so that is URL genius. Now, this heavy lifting video, essentially it tells people who I am, what I'm about, who I coach, how I coach them, and it pre-sells people on the idea of coming to work with me. It explains my unique mechanisms, why I'm different from other coaching businesses, and really tries to indoctrinate my audience on my way of thinking. The whole purpose of the heavy lifting video is to remove the necessity for sales calls. I haven't done sales calls for about 90% of the last 70 odd clients that I've signed up over the last 5 months. And that is in large part due to the fact that I have enough consistent long form content plus a heavy lifting video that explains exactly what it is like to work with me inside my program, so people don't need a sales call. Now, all of the descriptions of my YouTube videos, and you can see this below this YouTube video, but all of the descriptions act as a funnel. So the first part of the funnel, if you like, is to get people to message me directly on Instagram to apply to work with me one-to-one. That's the first part. The second part is to move people deeper into my ecosystem by joining my free school community, where I have resources, I have lead magnets in there, but I want to get people in a closed community. So school and email is typically where I'm pushing people with this link. And then the third call to action in my descriptions is to get people to watch my heavy lifting video, which is what we just spoke about a moment ago. And then all of the rest of the text and the copy here is really just to use keywords and SEO to help my videos be found by the right people. And then I also have all of our remote pro results and case studies and testimonials on one dedicated channel just there. So when people watch the YouTube videos, a proportion of them will press the second link in the description and join the free school community, where I bundle free resources, things that are going to be useful for my ideal clients. So I have another platform now where I can market to my potential clients in the future. As it says here, descriptions of all YouTube videos act as a funnel, and we're moving my most engaged audience members, into my enclosed communities, which is school and email. So that is that part of the ecosystem. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. In your audience at any given point, there are only 3 types of people. Okay, the first type of person is a never buyer. These people just are never going to be a customer or client. They don't resonate with you, your message. Perhaps they don't have a need for your services, but they're watching your content, but they're never going to buy anything from you. The second type of person is a future buyer. These people do resonate with you. They could be a potential customer or client, but they're not quite there yet. They need more nurturing. They need to understand what you're about a little bit more. Perhaps they need to see a little bit more proof that you can do what you say you do. And then finally, we have now buyers. Now, these are people who have seen enough of what you do. They're ready to go. They just need the right offer or the right call to action to get them to put their hands up and inquire about working with you. So really, our goal as a marketer is to identify members of our audience or community who are ready to buy right now, okay? Now, this is where the next part of this strategy comes in that I'm going to explain to you. So the mistake that a lot of coaches make is they are asking their potential clients to make this huge leap of faith, right? They've got to cross this massive gap and take this big leap of faith. So you want them to go from consuming your free content to paying you thousands of dollars for your high ticket coaching program. And the leap of faith is just far too large, okay? You're asking too much of your potential clients. So what we do instead is we run what's called micro offer stacks. And all we're asking people to do is go from consuming our free content to making a much smaller leap of faith and purchasing our micro offer. It costs significantly less money. It's a smaller leap of faith that they have to take. And then we can upsell them into your high ticket coaching programs once you've built enough trust and respect with that low paying customer. So it's a slightly different angle on low ticket programs, because the difference being is in our micro offer stack, we deliver absolutely everything that you would in your core one-to-one program. Absolutely everything. That is a really crucial point to keep in mind, because ultimately our goal with a micro offer customer is to put our best foot forward, to demonstrate what we do to the highest level possible and ensure that we give ourselves the best opportunity that we can to upsell those customers into high-paying, high-ticket clients at the end of the process. And then we finally come on to, well, how do you deliver this thing? And that's where I use, and I teach my clients to use, the one-to-one access stack approach. Now, I want you to think about this. If you really want to scale a one-to-one coaching business, there are several means in which you can get your clients results. You can have course material. You could have group calls. You could have one-to-one calls. You could send Loom videos. You could have messages via text. You could have messages via voice. And you could even have in-person meetups with your clients, either in a group or in a one-to-one setting. Those are the different mechanisms for you working with your clients. Now, what most coaches do, and the mistake that they make, is they have a fixed approach. So they basically say to their client, okay, the way that this works is every single week you're going to check in with me and we're going to jump on a call for 25, 30 minutes and we're going to get you unstuck and we're going to keep you moving forwards. And they think they're delivering a great service. But what happens with that approach is you end up giving clients support where they don't need it and not giving support where they do need it. The one-to-one access stack approach basically says, I'm going to give you what you need when you need it. And what you'll find that happens with that approach is you actually spend less time on client calls and sending Loom videos and doing all of these ridiculous things because you just serve clients when they need your help, and when people are thriving and moving forwards, you maybe just have a few touch points via message throughout the week, okay? So this is actually a more scalable way of delivering your one-to-one coaching, but it's actually better for your clients as well because they don't feel like they're just going through fluff and speaking with you on calls for the sake of it and not really getting anything out of the conversation. So that is the one-to-one access stack approach. Look, I've genuinely built this mini series to help as many coaches and consultants who might be struggling to grow. But here is the thing. As much as I want to give you everything that you need to move the business forwards, you may be missing one ingredient, and that ingredient is accountability. If you care about building something truly special, something that you know will stand the test of time, and you want one-to-one support and help from myself to build your own client ecosystem and deliver an exceptional service to your clients, then taking the next step and applying to work with me could not be easier. I've left all of the instructions below in the description. Follow those instructions. There is no hard sales calls. I'm not going to use any sleazy psychological tactics to try and get you to send me money. It is literally just a conversation. Let's see if we're a fit to work together. And if it does feel like a fit, then we can do the damn thing. If not, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the free community, which I've also linked in the description, and I will do my best to continue serving you and adding as much value to you as I possibly can. I will see you on the next video, dude. Peace and love.